Have you ever seen a monitor with a series of little spikes and waves moving across the screen in a hospital drama? That's an ECG, or electrocardiogram. It's one of the most basic but powerful tools in medicine. What it does is actually quite simple, yet amazing. It records the electrical activity of your heart. Every heartbeat starts with an electrical signal. This signal begins in a part of your heart called the sinoatrial node, or SA node. You can think of it as your heart's natural pacemaker. That tiny electrical charge spreads across your heart muscle, causing it to contract and pump blood. The ECG picks up these signals using small electrodes placed on the skin, usually on your chest, arms and legs, and translates them into that familiar line with bumps and dips. So what do those waves mean? There are three main parts of a typical ECG tracing. First comes the P wave. That's the little bump that represents the electrical activity as the upper chambers of the heart, called the atria, contract. After that comes a sharp spike known as the QRS complex. This is the big moment when the ventricles, the lower chambers, contract to pump blood to the lungs and the rest of the body. Finally, there's a gentle wave called the T wave. That shows the heart muscle resetting, getting ready for the next beat. Now, in a healthy person, these waves follow a very predictable pattern. But if something's wrong with your heart, maybe a blockage, irregular rhythm, or even a heart attack, the pattern changes. Doctors are trained to spot those changes. For example, if the ST segment, the flat part after the QRS complex, is elevated, that could be a sign of a heart attack. If the rhythm is irregular, it might suggest something like atrial fibrillation, a condition where the upper chambers beat out of sync. Reading an ECG is both an art and a science. You look at the rate, how fast the heart is beating. You look at the rhythm. Is it regular or chaotic? Then you study the shape and timing of each wave. Is the P wave there? Is it before every QRS complex? Is the QRS too wide? These tiny details can give huge clues about someone's heart health, but ECGs aren't just for emergencies. They're used in routine checkups, before surgeries, in fitness assessments, and for monitoring long-term conditions like hypertension or heart failure. Sometimes a person might not feel any symptoms at all, but an ECG could reveal a silent problem. You might be surprised to know that an ECG is quick, painless, and totally non-invasive. It usually takes just a few minutes and the results are available immediately. It's one of those rare tools in medicine that's cheap, simple, and incredibly informative all at once. Modern ECG machines can even interpret the results on the spot using computer algorithms. They flag potential abnormalities, helping doctors make quicker decisions. Still, it always comes down to the skill of the clinician to make the final call. Whether you're a student, a patient, or just curious about how the body works, understanding the ECG gives you a window into the rhythm of life itself, your heartbeat. Every wave, every line on that screen is telling a story, and with the right knowledge, we can read it.